Hey, welcome back. I made a video just a while ago about sawing up this stuff, and I got to thinking about the finances of a sawmill and what most people don't tell you. I know I like to look on YouTube and try to find what people charge, how much they make, if it would be feasible, yada yada yada. All right, let's say you're a single sawyer, one person. Realistically, and this is I would say this is pretty realistic. A person could make $400 a day doing it. When I say make, that's net. That's before gas, blades, all that kind of stuff. $400 a day, not killing yourself. Yes, you could probably make $800 a day or $1,000 a day. 110%, I agree with you. But I'm talking about it easy. Like whenever I'm figuring stuff, I figure my bills 20% higher, and I figure my income 20% to 50% lower. So yeah, you could probably do $600, $800 a day, but you're gonna get tired, you're gonna get burnt out. Customers come up, customers pick wood up. You get sick, you don't feel like doing it, you go on vacation, yada yada yada. $400 a day. All right, you do that one day a week. Um, that's $400 a week. You got with that $400. If you saw pine like this right here, you can say $30 in a blade. It'll take you one blade. You can probably saw one blade 1,000 board foot. Gas, 5 gallons of gas. If you're like me and you got a generator with a dust collector, you can put another 5 gallons of gas in it. Got a tractor, whatever. Sawmill over here, just say $1,000 a month for a payment, insurance, stuff like that. You got wear items and all that. You can add a little in for it. The edger over here, 8 grand. Just say 8 grand. That's close enough. You got gas in it. It don't burn much. I can a gallon or two a day if you're doing like this, not running it all day. It'll drink more gas than that. But you got that. You could probably make $100 to $200 a day sawing like that. If you saw two days a week, 50 weeks out the year, I think that's $40,000. If you did 3 days a week, 1,000 board foot a day, that's like 60 grand. That sawmill costs $45,000. That's $10,000. You got a $40,000 roof over your operation. You got a $60,000 tractor here. You got chainsaws, all that. If you got to buy logs, but I'm not talking about buying logs. I'm talking about just sawing other people's stuff, or the part of sawing, not buying logs and the profit you make off of that and all. So you could do very well. Me, if I have a helper, a real good helper, or let's say 2 helpers. If you got 2 helpers, realistically, you'd need to saw 2,000 board foot a day to pay for them, pay for you and the sawmill and all. I would be perfectly fine with sawing 2,000 board foot a day, and that wouldn't be hard. I would need one helper that was good at driving a tractor to load logs, saw logs up with a saw, whatever, and then come move your lumber out the way, go stack it, load trucks, yada yada yada. Then you need one that's always getting it off the sawmill, running it through the edger and all that stuff. If you had that, 2,000 board foot a day would not be hard. I'm gonna say you could probably do You could do 300 to 400 with this LT40 and not work nobody hard. Like, realistically, you could saw 300 or 400 board foot an hour. I saw 300 board foot any which way, but 300 to 400 board foot an hour, and you could make a good living doing it. And that's just the numbers. I charge 40 cents a board foot for pine down here. If it's oak, I charge 60. Like white oak, red oak, anything like that. Now, if you bring me some white oak, red oak that has been cut for 3 or 4 months, especially white oak is hard. If that stuff's been cut 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I'm fixing to charge you probably about 80 cents, because pine, I can easily get 300 board foot an hour out of it. I've gotten 500. I'm not saying you can't. Like, yes, you can do it. That's working hard. We've sawed about 300 and 3,500 board foot with me, my helper, and another guy that hadn't never sawed before, and we did that in probably 8 hours or so. It was cypress. It cuts real good. It's like cutting cedar or something, you know. Done real good. I got on the tractor and loaded everything. The guy that supplied the help, he wouldn't even get on the tractor and load it. So I had to do that. I had to stick all the lumber and all that. We was cutting real long stuff and all, but it did real good. And you know, that's sort of what you can look for if you're looking to get a business. This is not the hard part. Sawing is not hard. Getting rid of this material is the hard part. Getting logs can be a hard part for a small sawmill like me. If I don't have a like a pulpwood hauler is what I call them, a short log truck, somebody that's going and cutting an acre of timber here and an acre of timber there, it's hard to get an 18-wheeler to come in. And then whenever I buy logs, I pay by the board foot. I don't pay by the ton. I scale that log, I look at that log. That log is crooked real bad, got real bad knots, you gotta know what to look for. You gotta saw enough. I pay 30 cents a board foot. I won't lie to anybody. That's pretty good. Where I'm from, the guy that I buy my pine logs from, he'll haul in hardwood to the place over here. And he was sort of bragging about it. He was like, yeah, I hauled 14 or something like that tons over there, and I think he said he hauled like 2 trips of it or something. He got like $1,900. I was like, yeah, you hauled me 3 logs or something, 3 or 4 logs, and I was like, I paid you $300 and something, $400. I think I got a video on scaling some, and I was like, you made more money with me, you know. I know he wasn't really like bragging, but he was bragging that he got that much in 1 week. He was proud of himself because he made $2 grand, you know. And I'm proud for him, you know. But I was like, yeah, if you'd had plenty of pine logs when I needed them, I'd have bought more from him, but his truck broke down and all that, you know. And now deer season is going on. I'm not really looking to buy any. He called me wanting to sell me some big pine logs, like some 30-inch stuff. I really don't want it. I really like 15 to 20 inches. The great big stuff, it's too much work, too hard on your machines and all that. Anything from 12 to 24 inches, but like I said, the sweet spot for me is 15 to 20 inches in pine. Man, that stuff just cuts so good. You can just cut it, and if it's good and straight and all, I can cut post and lumber and all that out of it, make good money. Also, sawing like porch post and all. This is what I charge. I don't care what you charge or anything like that. Like 8x8s, 10x10s, I call them porch posts. Anywhere from 8 feet to 10 feet, I charge $1 a board foot. If you want anything bigger than a 10x10, I'm charging more. If you want anything longer than 10 feet, well, if you want a 10x10 longer than 10 feet, I'm charging more. And a 6x6, 8x8, I'm gonna charge $1 a board foot from 8 to 16 feet. When you get over 16 feet, I charge more. And the reason is you got to get such a long log. It's heavy, it's awkward, the stuff slides around, somebody gets hurt, your back hurts, if nothing else. But there's a lot of problems with it. That's why I charge more. Take a 10 by 10, 16 feet long. I'm probably gonna charge $1.25 or so. If you want a 12 by 12, 16 feet long, 20 feet long, you're gonna be getting up there close to $2 a board foot. I don't want to saw it. I'm gonna price it because I don't want to saw it. But I'll tell you this, if I saw you the log, I'm gonna slice it, turn it, slice it, turn it. I'm not gonna say the log won't warp and bend, but I try to saw and get all the stress out. I'm gonna saw 1 inch off or 3/4 of an inch, whatever I want off this side. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna saw it. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna saw it. I'm gonna turn it. And I make sure I go around at least twice around that post. And by doing that, it relieves a lot of stress and it keeps it from walking and bowing. I just learned that little secret. I mean, I've known it, but I don't know how I learned it, but I guess I was sawing and flipping and I noticed that I was relieving the stress out of it. And porch posts or any kind of post, if you saw them like that, they'll stay true. I got posts on my shed here. I got posts on my outdoor kitchen and all. As far as I know, they're 100% straight and true. And I blame it on that. All this dunnage and everything we saw around here, I got 6x6s and 8x8s up here on the hill. They're 10 feet long. And there's probably 20 or 30 of them. And I would almost be willing to bet if we went up there and dug through every single one of them, there might be 1 or 2 with a 1/2 inch twist, you know, turn or whatever. And they're laid out in the broad open sun. They're not twisted. They're not curved or crooked or anything like that either. So think of that. But do your customers right, do them good, and you'll build a good clientele. Again, I'm wanting to end up with a kiln and a molder planer, and I'm wanting to make hardwood flooring, pine flooring, molding, paneling, whatever you want to call. I want to do all that kind of stuff. That's really what I really want to do. Right now, building shoot houses on post and all that's great. And that's why I want to get a 20-inch planer. I want something big enough with enough horsepower that we can offer that. It'll just be air dried lumber, but if you're building an outdoor kitchen or whatever, you know, you'll have the finished look. Or if you want to put it on your cabin or whatever, that's fine. You know, but I'm gonna tell them it's air dried. I'll plane your lumber. You can go get it kiln dried or whatever. I'm gonna do it. I don't know what I'll charge. I might charge 10 cents a linear foot, or might be 20 cents, 30 cents. I ain't got a clue. Don't know. I haven't looked into it that much. I'll have to run it and see what it's really worth. But I know it'll be a linear foot. I don't care if it's 12 inches wide or 2 inches wide. It'll be a linear foot going through. And I'm sure if you want something over 10, 12 foot run, I'm gonna charge extra. You know, I may charge 10 cents a foot for anything up to 12 feet long or something like that. And then it might be 15 cents a foot up to 16 feet. And then if you got 20 feet, it may be 20 cents a foot or something. You know, that's just my theory on it. Anything longer, heavier, bulkier, I'm gonna charge more. So, you know, on your financial on it, you got to figure out what it costs you, what you need to make a living and live on. Me, I'm perfectly fine. I can work 2,000 hours a year at 15 and profit after taxes and everything. $15 an hour, that's $30,000 a year. I can survive off of it. I can live modest life, you know, good. If I can make 40, 50, 60, I'd be doing outstanding great. This month, this is October, starting of this month, I have decided that all businesses is going to pay me $15 an hour for anything I do. And it is what it is, you know. Like, I will hold a balance sheet for them, you know, like the processing right now. Well, we spend a lot of money getting everything going. You got to have money to actually pay your help. So it probably owes me $2,000, $2,500 right now, and that's fine. It can pay me, you know, next month or the month after. But what I mean is, I'm starting to keep me a sheet, and I write down I worked 8 to 5 sawing lumber, and the sawmill is going to owe me $15 an hour. The other thing is, I'm going to increase that payment by 4% every year. January 1, it will increase by 4%. So it's $15 an hour now. I think 4% is like $15.60 come January 1. Come January 1, I'm gonna be starting making $15.60 an hour. Will I increase my helps pay? No, I will not. And the reason behind it is, they're gonna get paid $15 an hour, but I pay them by the job over here and let them make, they make $40 an hour building feed trough, shoot houses, so on and so forth like that. I don't want them getting paid $15 an hour. I'm trying to pay myself the very bare minimum that I need to survive on, and let them work and make more money, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And I'm trying to get back to working 2,000, 2,500 hours a year instead of 3,500 hours a year. Getting burnt out, getting old, a little long in the tooth, you know. So, you know, you got to look at all that. But think about that with you. See how much you need to make and all that. Personally, I'll tell you, if you can't survive off of probably $40,000, $50,000 a year, don't try to get a sawmill and live off of it at first. Get you a sawmill, get it running, run it on the weekends, run it in the evenings, run it at night. Have you lights. Build you a shed, put you lights under it, build it up. You know, it may take you 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get it built up. But I'll tell you, the lumber industry is like the oil industry. You're gonna have highs and you're gonna have lows. Do not have a whole lot of bills, because you may make $150,000 this year, and next year it could be $70,000. Like right now, the timber industry is awful. Lumber industry, I should say. The tie market's down, pallet industry's down, all that, because stuff ain't being shipped and all. Housing is not being built. All the house builders are busy, but there's less house builders than there used to be. In my opinion, I think. So you got to look at all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's sort of the financial. I like talking finances. I love it. I love getting businesses. I really, that's what drives me, is building a business and making money and all that kind of stuff. So anything like that, shoot me a message, you know, put it in the comments down there. I'll try to help you figure something out. And I just love it. I love building a business and seeing all that. But we'll see y'all in the next video. I hope y'all enjoyed it.